detective assigned to this case, or as the handling detective, were you aware of when the defendant, the man seated at the counsel's table with the jacket on, was arrested in this case?
Yes.
What date was that?
It was April 20th, 2022.
And where specifically was he when that arrest occurred?
I was at LAX, Los Angeles Airport.
Okay. That same day, did you search any locations?
Yes, we conducted a search pursuant to a search warrant of his residence.
Okay. And we have agreed to refer to that residence as his West Hollywood home. So if you would not state the address.
April 2022 search, guys.
In order to conduct that search, did you obtain a search warrant?
Yes, we did.
And were you personally present when his West Hollywood home was searched on April 20th, 2022?
Yes, I was there. I was present.
420?
Would it be fair to describe that house as a relatively large house?
Yes.
How, in general, was the search of that house conducted?
It was conducted with a team of officers and detectives that assisted with the search, securing the location primarily first, and then going through each room and area systematically looking for specific items that we were searching for related to this case.
And when you say there was a team of people, did you kind of split up the room so that one part of the team would search one room and another part would search another room?
Correct.
When anything of significance was located, what would be your involvement at that point?
I was called over and the item was pointed out, and I was given information as far as what condition it was in or where it was originally seen.
During the search of his residence, were you alerted to multiple firearm-related items that were found in his house?
Yes, including things we were looking for and other things that we weren't, but anything substantial that they wanted me to look at, I went there and looked at. It wasn't necessarily everything that we seized.
But would it have been everything firearm-related?
Yes.
And if you can narrow it down to one room in the house, what room was the firearm-related evidence observed in?
It was what I would kind of describe as the master bedroom of the house belonging to Mr. Myers.
Okay. Did you observe any firearm-related evidence in any other rooms in the house?
No.
Let's start with the actual firearms. Did you observe any actual guns in his house?
Yes.
How many?
3.
And if you can describe for the
A
jury,
lot.
how can you distinguish between the 3 of them or describe them each in a unique way?
Yes. One I would describe as a rifle, another as a shotgun, another as a handgun.
Okay. I have 6 pages. If they may be marked as People's 39, A through F.
Oh my god, Chloe. 3 is a lot now. Uh-oh, Kat. We've got another Riddler on our hands. Okay, what do you think? 3 firearms in a house, even if it's just ASAP Rocky that lives there. I think we're going to hear that it's not just him that resides there, but doesn't seem like that much.
I'm going to start with People's 39A. Do you recognize the area that's depicted in this photograph?
Yes, I do.
And what would this be?
That is the angle of the master bedroom facing the bed.
Okay.
Fashion killer.
Would you agree with this be the same room that you've been talking about where the firearms were specifically located?
Correct.
Look at this thing at the end of the bed.
39B.
I want one.
Do you recognize what you see here?
Yes, that's a side table adjacent to the bed.
Okay. There's an item with a red rectangle around it, just above that side table. Can you make out that item?
Yes,
What is that?
it's a handgun.
And would that be the handgun that you were describing earlier?
Yeah, I described it as kind of a large caliber handgun.
Oh, this
All right,
box.
Before we move on, there's another set of boxes or items at the lower left-hand corner with another red rectangle around them. What's that?
Correct. I believe that was the case where the rifle and shotgun were contained.
Okay.
Carrying case.
Let's start with the handgun. That item, would you agree, was directly behind, essentially like the headboard of the bed?
Yes, kind of behind the bed.
All right. I'll show you 39C.
Cat is playing I Spy.
Do you recognize what you see there?
Yes,
What is that?
that's the handgun. Again, I would describe it as a large caliber handgun.
Just a close-up of the same gun that we just pointed out.
Correct.
Okay. Do you know what caliber handgun that was?
I believe it's a 44 caliber handgun.
Are you positive that it was not a 9mm handgun?
Yes.
I get where they're going. They're going to say there's no other explanation for this 9mm. Why wouldn't there be a corresponding 9mm firearm if we found a mag?
I saw it where it was, and as the detectives that found it located it came to me. I don't recall picking it up and handling it myself.
Did you inspect it enough to determine whether or not it was a real gun?
Yes.
Was it a real gun?
Yes.
Do you know whether or not it was loaded?
I do not know.
Is that a revolver or a semi-automatic?
That's a semi-automatic.
And is there a magazine for that handgun?
Yes.
Is it loaded? Is it shoved up inside of the grip?
From this angle, it looks like there is a magazine seated in the weapon.
Okay. All right. I'm going to move back over to People's 39B and focus on the items at the bottom left-hand corner. And for that, I'm going to display People's 39B. Do you recognize what you see there?
Yes.
Just a better angle of those same outside boxes, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Go to 39E. What do you see there?
Yes, that's where you see the one case that's been opened. You can see inside, I believe that is the rifle.
And when you see that item, it's closer to the bottom of the page because there's two boxes here, correct?
Correct, there's two boxes. So I'm looking at the lower box here, specifically, it's kind of cracked open and you can see the inside. And I can see the bottom end of what I believe is the rifle.
And did you inspect that gun close enough to know if it was a real gun or a fake gun?
Correct, yes.
And what was it?
It's a real gun.
And does that gun fire 9mm ammunition?
It does not.
Okay. And then lastly, 39F. Do you recognize what you see there?
Yes, here on the right. So both cases are now open. The case on the right specifically, I can see the outline of the shotgun, also in addition to the shotgun shells in the carrier of the stock.
Let's see if I can get the glare off there. It's kind of hard to see. That was getting better. The shotgun you described as being on the right-hand side, correct?
Correct. Shotgun's here on the right, the rifle's on the left, and that's two separate cases.
Got it. Okay. And with the shotgun specifically, did you inspect it close enough to tell if it was a real gun or a fake gun?
Yes,
And what was
it's
it?
a real gun.
Okay. Will that gun shoot 9mm ammunition, the shotgun?
No.
Did you collect any of those guns?
No.
find out?
They weren't part of what we were looking for pursuant to the search warrant.
And was that specifically 9mm caliber handgun?
9mm caliber weapons or the evidence of possession, purchase, anything related to a 9mm, specifically 9mm handgun.
Okay. Those 3 guns in that location, would that be where they were when you first observed them?
Yes.
In close proximity to the bed in the master bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. In addition to the 3 guns that we just talked about, was there any other firearm-related evidence that you were alerted to in his home?
Yes.
What was that?
A magazine, a 9mm magazine for a Glock 23, collected from a box in the master bedroom closet.
From the master bedroom closet, you guys. This is the biggest detail that, in my opinion, the state has, the prosecution has. And it's all
I'm going to mark 2 more photos.
circumstantial.
40A and B. Start with people's 40A. Do you recognize what you see there?
Yes.
And just to orient the jurors, this white object on the left lower hand corner, would that be the bed?
Yes, this is from the headboard view, the headboard looking towards the foot of the bed. On the right is the kind of walk-in closet. On the left is the kind of walk-in master suite bathroom. And then there's a sliding glass door here on the far left leading out to kind of a balcony.
Okay. Lastly, I'll go to part B. Do you recognize what you see there?
Yes.
And what is that?
That's a box containing ammunition, magazines for a rifle, and specifically
magazines for.
or a rifle.
Thank you.
Sorry. And in the center here, there's the magazine that was recovered, containing live ammunition, specifically 9mm ammunition.
In that photograph, underneath the magazines, it looks like there are a number of boxes. What are those boxes?
The boxes underneath are ammunition, I believe, that was consistent with the rifle that was in one of the cases.
Were any of those boxes consistent with 9mm ammunition?
No.
You said that magazine was for a 9mm handgun, correct?
Correct.
A smaller one?
Yes, I believe it's a Glock 43.
And was that 9mm magazine collected along with the ammunition that was loaded inside of it?
Yes, it was.
I have 2 envelopes here, Your Honor. In agreement with the defense, they are inner envelopes that were taken out of a larger outer envelope. Another item that was in the outer envelope is not being used, so it is being returned to the detective, and we're just using the inner envelopes.
So that's part of 32? Or do you want to mark it separately?
I think I want to mark it separately, Your Honor, and I'll mark each of the envelopes separately just so we don't get them confused.
This one's going to be 41.
I'll mark the magazines 41. And I'll mark the ammunition as 42. These envelopes were opened as the jurors will walk through, Your Honor, so they are previously opened. Detective, I'll approach first with, let me write it on the envelope so I don't forget the numbers. 41.
Shout out to Black Butterfly. Black Butterfly says, why get rid of the gun but not the ammo?
You
I call
recognize
BS.
that object.
Yes.
And what is that?
That's the magazine that was recovered, showing that photograph on the screen.
In the master bedroom closet?
Correct.
Okay. Can you describe what that object is, or tell us the features of it? What's the brand of that object?
It's a Glock brand magazine, which has a capacity of 6 rounds that can be loaded. In a semi-automatic firearm, the rounds are loaded into the magazine. As you press them down, they're loaded to capacity. And then once the magazine is filled to whatever ammunition is available or to capacity, it's then seated inside of the weapon. The weapon is then charged to chamber a round into the chamber. Makes the gun ready at that point.
Okay. And you specifically said this was for a Glock, correct?
Glock 43,
Okay. 9mm.
9mm.
And then People's 42 has, do you want to count how many there are in there?
There's 6 live rounds of ammunition for all 9mm.
Are they all the same make and model? Yeah.
And personally, I think it's great for the defense that they have a firearms instructor on the in the
And,
jury.
what caliber?
9mm.
And what's the brand?
Same Luger.
Please say that again.
SIG, S-I-G, Luger, L-U-G-E-R.
No, these are different. This is a different brand, but it's the same. It could be loaded
Screen.
into a gun that could have been carrying the ammunition that matches the shell casings recovered by Relly at the scene.
First time
So that's what I'm saying, it's super circumstantial.
That's the magazine, correct?
Correct.
And then next to it, I'll put one of the items from People's 42. That's the unfired bullet, correct?
Correct. That's a live round of
Different
9mm.
makes.
Okay. And then on the bottom is where it says SIG 9mm Luger, correct?
Correct.
I'm going to put that back in envelope number 42, and I'll put the magazine back in envelope 41. Did you observe any guns in the defendant's home which would accept or utilize the magazine that you marked as People's 41?
No. None that I found, none that were pointed out to me or identified by anybody else on the search team.
In your experience owning firearms, specifically with semi-automatic firearms, is it common that if you own a gun, you may possess multiple magazines for that firearm?
Yes. My experience, anytime I purchased a gun, semi-automatic specifically, it's come with more than just one magazine.
Pretty much, Sabata. Pretty much. The DA's case is that 9mm guns fire 9mm shells, and Relly says that Rocky had a gun.
Based on your experience in law enforcement and with gun ownership specifically, are you aware of any purpose why someone would possess a single handgun magazine without also possessing a gun capable of accepting?
Objection, Mark, full speculation.
Sustained.
During the entirety of the search at the defendant's home, did you personally observe any fake guns, prop guns, or starter guns?
I did not, and nothing to that description was pointed out to me or identified during the search.
During the search, did you observe any ammunition or a prop gun, a fake gun, or a starter gun?
No, I did not, and along the same lines, nothing was identified to me by any other member of the search team.
Ask the witness.
When it related to this case, were you first made aware that there was an allegation that the gun used at the scene was a prop gun, a fake gun, or a starter pistol?
Objection.
All right, hold on.
Objection. Well, when he was made aware.
You're on. Overruled.
You can answer, Detective. So when related to this investigation was the first time that you were made aware the allegation that the gun used at the scene was a prop gun, a fake gun, or a starter pistol?
I believe it was last Monday, which was the 20. I'd have to look at my calendar, but it was Monday when I think you called to let me know, and I was made aware that that was what was.
Okay. When you say the Monday, would it have been around when jury selection started in this case, or was there already evidence being presented?
That was when right during jury selection.
Okay. Around the 20th, would that sound about right to you?
Yes,
Of January?
right.
And we're talking about 2025.
2025.
I don't have anything else on here.
This is
So we're
probably a
passing
good
the
time to
witness.
take a break.
We're taking a break.
All right, folks, the clock has been adjusted, so the clock is now accurate. So,
The clock.
Let's break until 5 minutes to 3, at which time we will resume. Please don't discuss the case amongst yourselves.
Clock emojis in the